Listen, yo, if you ain't never had roaches in your life, you won't be able to relate to me, man. How many of you guys following me right now have ever had roaches in your entire life? I want y'all to comment below and let me know if you ever had roaches. Say yes, you had roaches. There's nothing wrong with saying you had roaches. I had them when I was a little kid. You feel me? I didn't know what was going on as a little kid, man. I was raised by my grandparents. So I would run up to my grandparents as a little ass kid and I was like, Grandma, who invited these bugs over here? How did they get a key to get in here? I was young. I had no clue. All I know is when I cut them lights off and back on, them little motherfuckers was scattering and running like crazy. And it was the worst when you had company. I swear, roaches was the worst when you had company. You have a friend over from the school, and then you running and go in the kitchen and shit, and they want to hurry up and go in there and beat you in the kitchen to try to look for snacks, and you trying to tackle them to the ground so they don't get to the light, and they end up getting to the light, and then when they cut them on, then boom, there you go. Because everybody at school didn't have roaches. I remember bringing my best friend over to my house when I was a kid. He went to the kitchen, flicked the light on, and there was some roaches. He running around screaming because he came from the other side of the tracks where he was pretty much rich. You dig what I'm saying? And you ain't got to be rich to not have roaches, but he was in a nice house, not an apartment that's connected to other nasty people. So he didn't know what roaches was like. So when he seen roaches, all of a sudden he running around scared. I go to school the next day. Everybody know I got roaches. I thought this was my best friend. Our friendship ended that day. Like, you can't go and tell people at school about the roaches that broke into my home. It's not like I gave them access to my house. I didn't give them a key to get in. So I lost one of my best friends because he couldn't keep his mouth shut about what he had seen in my house. We best friends. Why are you telling people that I got roaches? Or whatever you said at school. He got these little brown bloods that would crawl around. When I cut the light on, it was a bunch of little brown blood. Now, it was a lot of other kids that knew because they had them at their house too, but they want to try to keep it quiet like they ain't had roaches. The same color as my damn outfit right now. I'm like a big ass roach right now. Y'all act like y'all ain't know what roaches was. Knowing y'all had roaches too got me laughed at. That's crazy, man. But nobody was bold enough to say it to me. All I know is one of my friends told me, said, hey, bro, I'm going to keep it a bean with you. So-and-so said he came to your house yesterday and you had roaches. I said, he said what? He said you got roaches. I'm like, I couldn't deny. I know who said it because I know who was at my house. So it was just like this. This friend had never been to my house. So again, I was just like, he said I had roaches. Oh yeah, I can't even rock with him no more. Friendship over. I didn't even confirm with my other friend that I had roaches. But if you've ever had roaches, comment below. And the one thing I'm going to say right now, do y'all know the famous cereal Honey Smacks? If y'all know the famous cereal Honey Smacks, those were the cereal that you could not eat if you had roaches in your house, because when you pour a bowl of Honey Smacks and you pour that milk in there, I don't care what you say. I don't care how many roaches you done seen. I don't even care if you've named your roaches and you know them by name when you first look at them. A bowl of Honey Smacks, when you pick them up on a spoon, it doesn't matter. It's still going to look like it's some roaches up in your Honey Smacks. So if you know, name another cereal y'all feel like that was worse than Honey Smacks that would make you believe that it was roaches in your cereal. Honey Smacks is number one. That's all I know. So again, if you've never had roaches in your house as a kid or at any time in your life, you're not going to be able to relate to me. You're not going to be able to know my struggle. You ain't going to understand me. I came from the struggle, man. But I ain't had roaches since I was a kid. I'll keep it a buck with you. And that's honest. And I would probably be sick to my stomach if I had them today. So it wasn't my fault for having roaches as a kid. I'm not even going to blame it on my parents, the ones who raised me. I'm not going to even say it's their fault. Because for y'all that don't know, roaches travel. If the person next door to you got some roaches, and them roaches end up coming outside, and they start climbing through the cracks and all that stuff and get in your house, they don't need no key. They small. They know how to slide up on the doors, come through cracks in the wall, through the vents, all type of stuff. So that's all I wanted to put that out there for. If you have never had roaches, you ain't going to be able to relate to me, man. The truth.